Hello students, this is Geethanjali. In this video, we'll be learning about viruses. So viruses was not included in the 5 kingdom classification of R.H. Whitaker. Why was that? Let us know. First of all, virus is non-cellular. Okay, it does not contain anything which resembles cell structure or the chemical composition. Then next, viruses are completely inert outside a living cell. That means they are not active and do not do anything when they are outside the living cell. Whenever they enter a living cell, they completely hijack the host cell's machinery and they replicate or reproduce themselves using the host cell's machinery. And that is why we call them obligate parasites. Obligate parasites means strict parasites. That means they are completely strict parasites. They completely depend on the host cell's machinery to reproduce themselves, right? So how did they exactly discover viruses? So first, Dmitry Ivanovsky in 1892 found out that the microbes that caused tobacco mosaic disease in tobacco, they passed through bacteria-proof filters, and thus he concluded that they were smaller than bacteria. Later, in 1898, M.W. Bejering, he took an extract from the tobacco mosaic plant and he found out that it could infect the healthy plants, and thus he concluded that it was infectious in nature, and hence he called it virus, which means venomous fluid, and he also called the fluid contagium vivum fluidum. Okay, so he called the virus contagium vivum fluidum, which means infectious living fluid. Okay, then lastly, W.M. Stanley in 1935, he crystallized viruses. Okay, he found out that viruses could be crystallized, and these crystallizations largely consisted of proteins. So this leads us to the structure of the virus. So virus is basically called a nucleoprotein. It contains two parts, nucleo and protein. The protein forms the covering of the virus, and the nucleo, that means the nucleic acid, forms the core. So the nucleic acid can be either RNA or DNA, and this RNA or DNA is mainly the infectious part. And one more thing is that RNA and DNA cannot be present together. Okay, it can either be RNA or DNA, but not both. Coming to the protein part, the protein covering of the virus is called capsid. Okay, this capsid contains small subunits, okay, that can be arranged in various geometric forms like cylindrical form, helical form, or polyhedral form, etc. These small subunits are called capsomeres. So these capsomeres are nothing but protein. Okay, small proteinaceous units they form the capsid, and this capsid is the covering of the virus. So we have noticed that depending upon the organism that the virus infects, okay, depending upon the organism the virus infects, there is a pattern of the type of genetic material that is found in the particular virus. So usually when a virus infects plants, it contains single-stranded RNA, okay, and when it infects animals, it either contains single-stranded RNA, double-stranded RNA, or double-stranded DNA. And in case it infects bacteria, viruses that infect bacteria are called bacteriophages. So such bacteriophages usually contain double-stranded DNA. So two famous examples mentioned in NCERT are tobacco mosaic virus and bacteriophage. So the tobacco mosaic virus, okay, it infects the tobacco plant, right? And you can see here these units. These units are your capsomeres, okay? And these capsomeres are arranged in a cylindrical structure. You can see it is arranged in a cylindrical structure to form the capsid. And this capsid covers the RNA. So this RNA is a single-stranded RNA. You see, it is a plant, so it is single-stranded RNA. Okay. Now another famous example of virus is the bacteriophage. Okay. So this bacteriophage infects bacteria. The virus that infects bacteria is called bacteriophage. And this contains the head part, and this is the tail part. This head part is the main part which contains the single-stranded, not single-stranded, sorry, double-stranded deoxynucleic acid, that is double-stranded DNA, okay? And there is a cylindrical part here which is called the sheath, and the connection between the head and the sheath is called the collar, okay? And here you can see long slender fibers. These long slender fibers help the virus to attach itself to the wall of the bacteria, right? And these are called the tail fibers. So this was about the two famous viruses. Now let us see the conditions that the viruses is famous to cause. AIDS, one of the most deadliest diseases, is caused by virus, and also smallpox, influenza, mumps, herpes, and also this recent COVID-19 was caused by a virus. And what about in plants? So in plants, it causes mosaic formation. So you can see this picture. This is what is mosaic formation, okay? And it also leads to the curling and rolling of leaves and the stunted growth, okay, the short height of plants. And it also causes yellowing of leaves and vine clearing. So what is vine clearing? Vine clearing means you can see these veins, right? So the decoloration, the veins lose its green color, so the decoloration of veins and leaves is called vine clearing. So these are all the common symptoms that are present in plants due to viruses.